Juan from Go for Clients here with another how-to video. This time we're going to focus on creating our first IVR campaign, and that's for voice. So let's go ahead and, as always, log in into our account. You know you have your credentials already for this, and we are immediately going to jump into that voice campaign. You know now that you can access those by going to the toolbar on the top part or using the icons here. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. We have already gone through the instant voice campaign. Remember, we have a very powerful library of how-to videos, but today we're going to focus on that IVR voice campaign. When we click on that, the typical 1, 2, 3 step process in Go for Clients appears. We're going to go ahead and name that campaign. And you know how to set these parameters. I'm just going to go ahead and click here and fill out the very fast and typical information. All right, this is the caller ID that will display. I'm going to leave the concurrent calls almost at default, or just put a number there. The call attempts, I'm going to try 2 call attempts, and I'm going to leave 15 minutes between dials. All of this, you know we can schedule for future sending, and you can set up the timing, earliest and latest time to call. All of this, we've gone through that, so I'm not going to focus on that today. I'm just going to go ahead and skip all of that very quickly. I will upload a database just like we did before because I am going to need that database to personalize a little bit the message in case I need it. There's that database. Sorry, I already uploaded it, and there you see it updated. With that, I go to the last step, which is the content, and here is where we're going to focus on that IVR option. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go ahead and create a new IVR. You see that button all the way to the right, new IVR. Go ahead and click on that, and this is what we are going to work on. So let's name it. Today it's test IVR. We don't have a category yet because before creating the category here or having that drop down, you must have created categories here in this plus sign. So when you create those there, let's say that you have an IVR for collections, you have an IVR for support, whatever it is, you create those IVR categories there, and then when you do have them, then here you will have that drop down menu and you can select the category. For now, it's empty, doesn't matter, and you can write a description just to remember what this is all about. I'm just going to go ahead and write testing IVR. Once I save it, it opens up the editor for starting to create that IVR option. So, well, this works by steps that you're going to program. So the first step is let's configure that. And what I'm going to do is select what type of step this is. And typically what we're going to do is we have the options of redirecting, meaning that I want to send to another phone number. I want to have a personalized audio. I want to hang up, or I want to have a regular audio. As I said, we could do a personalized audio this time. So we're going to go ahead and select that. And I want to configure that, right? I want to configure that personalized audio so that I know what it's going to do. So right now, what we're going to do is go ahead and click on configuration, and we are going to add that audio, right? So here's the audio options. We're going to go ahead and say, all right, let's do it in English. When I select English, I also have a lot of voices here. Ashley, Amanda, Melissa, Mary, we could select any of those. So let's go ahead and see if I have more options right here. You see you have plenty of options in different languages. So let's go ahead and add, I like these start ones, and let's go ahead and select English with Charlie. What we're going to do here is that we are going to be allowed to do what we call text to speech, is that you write that text and Go for Clients will convert that to spoken, to English, spoken English. So let's do that. Let's say hi, and let's select one of the tags from the database that I just uploaded. So because I want to personalize it, I'm going to go ahead and choose name. That way this is going to read hi and whatever information you have on that database. In my scenario here, it's going to read Juan and all the names that I have there. So with that said, hi name, let's say here that we're going to say for office hours, press 1. Or to be transferred to an agent, press 2. So we have very popular or very common option right here that you could program that IVR. So, for office hours, press 1, or to be transferred to an agent, press 2. We are going to leave it like that, and we're just gonna say convert that audio. Once that audio is converted, we can actually hear a preview of how that's going to sound with the language and the voice that I chose. So I'm going to go ahead and say preview that audio.
Hi Juan, for office hours press 1, or to be transferred to an agent press 2.
There you are. So that's the voice. Now here I can add and control speed, pitch, volume, etc. So all you need to do is add this. So for example, if I need to change the speed and I want to make it slower, I can add these instructions right here. So let's just try it so you can see that. And what I'll do is I'm gonna go ahead and say, let's use this part of the speed. I think that speed was a little too fast, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that. And what I'll do is I'll reduce that speed to about 85, just to try it out. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and convert that audio one more time. I'm going to preview that audio.
Hi Juan, for office hours press 1, or to be transferred to an agent press 2.
Perfect. I like that. I think the speed is great. I might want to add a comma here just to make it sound a little bit more human, if you will. I could listen to that one more time.
Hi Juan, for office hours press 1, or to be transferred to an agent press 2.
Perfect. I like that. So that's what I'm going to actually use. I'm going to go ahead and say use. I'm going to go ahead and say apply. And there you go. I have my personalized message. I recorded, or I put the text to speech so that that audio is going to play. So right now, what's going to happen? Well, as you realized, I have to make sure I have the steps that I put in my audio. Meaning, if they press 1, I want to tell them the office hours, and if they press 2, I want to be sure that I can transfer a call to them. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to create a next step. And the next step is, let's call it that audio. And this time it'll be a pre-recorded audio, if you will, that says the office hours, right? I don't need to personalize anything there. So I just can configure that. We now know how to configure that. I just add audio. And here I am going to create that text to speech. I'm going to say that this is called the office hours. Again, there's no category because I haven't created anything. I'm going to keep that language with Charlie or Charlotte, I think it was. And I'm going to put our office hours are from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern. All right, so with that said, I'm going to convert that audio as always. Oops, I made a mistake here, so let me correct that spelling so we can have a good audio. There you go. All right, so I convert that. And as always, I can preview that audio one more time just to make sure it sounds good.
Our office hours are from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Perfect. So I love that. Office hours. I'm going to go ahead and save it. I'm going to go ahead and apply it. So now I have that step 2. And now what I'm going to do is go ahead and add step 3. So once I do that, this one is really what I'm going to do is call it the redirect, right? Because I want to make sure that if they want to talk to an agent, I am able to redirect that call once they press that option. So I'm going to configure it, and the number to call is going to be 1-800-555 and 5555. You know, and we're just creating here something, and this is, for example, a call to our contact center. Just a description there. And I'm going to apply it. So now I have the basics, the skeleton here, but now I have to make sure that it creates the steps that we need to do. I need to make sure that I tie all this up. So I've just created the 3 scenarios. I want to go ahead and make sure that I configure that everything ties up, that I have that flow. So what's going to happen here is that for step number 1, I'm going to add a dial. So right here. So all I want to do is make sure that I highlight that step and say add a dial. So I've added 2 dials already. And if you missed that, I can delete the dials. And just, again, I'm going to go ahead and add a dial. And for that, I'm going to say I don't need that. What I need right here is to just say, if I want to retry for that step ID 1, in case somebody doesn't hear that, maybe I want to replay that audio, so I want to make sure I say that. I will apply it. And then this one is going to be for step 2. And my next dial is going to be for the step 3. And in this one, it's going to be 2 to be transferred. And in this one, it's going to be 1 to hear the office hours. So what I've done is for that step ID 1, I've created the map to say, all right, well, the first thing that's going to happen is they're going to hear that audio saying, hey, for office hours, press 1. To be directed to one of our agents, press 2. So I've added the 2 dials, the 2 options that are going to happen, because we just told that end user, that customer, what steps to do next. And so I've created both dials and said, all right, if they dial 1, then go to step 2, which is going to be play that audio saying our office hours are so and so. And then what I've said is, well, if they dial 2, which was the next instruction that I gave them, well, go to step 3. And step 3 is redirect that call. So as you can see, I like to take it from a macro level to a more detailed level and create those steps. But you can see how easy it is. So now that we are done with all of that, all we have to do right now is make sure, and this is very important, we require that the call is hanged up at the end of the process. So I always, after I finish doing all my IVR mapping, what I like to do is do that final step and call it a hang up. And I'm going to do that just by saying, make sure that this is called the hang up. That's it, guys. We are done with our IVR right here. I'm going to go ahead and save it because I'm creating my campaign. I could actually test it to send it to a real number to create all this effect. And now I can save that IVR. And that's it. We're done. We're ready to use. I can highlight it once again. Make sure, use it. And I finish my campaign and I'm ready to send it. And in the future, I can actually reuse that IVR and just boom, send that campaign out there. So guys, I hope you learned how to create that first IVR. You can use this as a tool to start creating more complex IVRs. I'm just saying complex in that you can give more options, but it's just as easy to continue creating them. I hope you have learned a lot from this. And as always, I invite you to check out our library of how-to videos. Thank you a lot, and I'll see you next time. Bye.